Hallelujah, praise the Lord. My name is Overseer Ken Willie and I'll be a tutor for today. So today we're going to look at lesson 2, the settings, the E series and the SX series. So with me here today, I'm having the E series, the Yamaha E473, and I'm going to use it as the version of the E series. The next we're going to look at the Sx600 as the version of the SX series. So let's start right away. And remember the website that we used the other time. So we're going to refer to it for the settings of the E series and the SX series in this lesson. So let's start the settings right away. On your most left side, you'll get the power button. So press it to power the keyboard and wait for it to settle. Like that. And remember we said that we always start with the key. If you look at the key of D, it's down 4 notes from the key of F sharp. So that's why we arrive at the transpose of -4. So press shift and then minus 4 times. The next thing we're going to change the style. So press the style and then select the 16-bit. So we press the style and then scroll all the way and find the 16-bit using the scroll wheel. So for me, it's at number 18. So the next thing, I adjust the tempo. So press the tempo. Then you can range it from 40 to 44. So always depend on you. So for me, I'm going to put 42. 42. You can always refer to the website for more of clarity. Next, we're going to handle the voice. We're going to select the strings. So for you to do that, press the voice, then using the scroll wheel, you're going to scroll until you get the strings. Some people can prefer to use the strings, but for me, I'm going to use the slow strings. So scroll it until you get the slow strings. So mine, I'm going to use the slow strings. Next, we are going to set up the split point. So scroll, then the split point. Here is the split point. So for you to know the correct split point, when you scroll the scroll wheel, you see the black note on the screen, the virtual keyboard on the screen moving. So that's where your left and right meets. So for me, I'm going to put it at 64. Next thing, we're going to remove the touch. Remember we said the strings does not use touch. So for that, press enter to exit, then the touch, then enter. Then you will find it's hard. So you scroll until you get fixed to remove the touch, then press enter to exit again. So let's power keyboard and let's start the settings. Wait for it to settle. So it will land on the grand piano. So the first thing, remember, is the transpose. So we're going to put -4, then press the style, scroll using your scroll wheel to 16-bit. So mine is here like that. Then the next thing is the tempo. So mine, I'm going to put it at 42. Remember, you can range it from 40 to 44, still okay. Then the next thing is voice. So I'm going to select the voice. I'm going to select the strings. Some people can use the slow strings, but for this lesson, let's use the strings. So next, press the function, then use your scroll wheel, then check the tuning, make sure it's for 40.0, then press enter again, scroll to split point. So for me, I'm going to put it at 64. 64 is okay for me. Then the next thing, check your touch. So make sure it's fixed. Then the next thing is the M volume. So I'm going to put it at 60. Then next, the M octave. So I'm going to leave it at 0. It's very important when you select the octave, you check your keyboard's main octave. So the next thing we are going to look at the M release. So because you don't have the sustain pedal, we're going to put it at 100 for this session. So 100 is okay. Then press enter. Then let's scroll. Next is the D voice. So strings is okay. I'm going to leave it like that. Then press function. Then scroll it next to the D volume. So the D volume, I'm going to lower it to around 60, just like the M volume. Then press enter again. The next thing is the D octave. So I'm going to lower it to -1 because I'm using, instead of using both hands, I'm going to use one hand. So the next thing I'm going to adjust is the D release. Because again of the sustain pedal, I'm going to leave it at 100, like that. Press enter. Then next is the S voice, so I'm going to use the fretless, then press enter again, and then the function, press the function to exit. But remember, some can consider using the some can consider using the scene lead and not the fretless, so whichever option you use is still okay. So the next thing I'm going to change is the S volume. I'm going to lower it to around 60. It's okay. Then press enter. Then let's look at the S octave. So the S octave for me, I'm going to use -1. Then let's scroll to the style volume. So I'm going to lower it to around 80. So there has been a debate on which voice is the best, but again, remember, as a keyboardist, you have to balance by ear and select the appropriate voice. So make sure you check on your screen and make sure that the split point is lit and the dual is lit, and like that, when you make sure everything is okay, you're good to go. You can test your keyboard. Next, let's look at the scenario where you have multiple keyboards and you want to play the bass solo. So the steps are the same, so make sure you power your keyboard on and wait for it to settle, like that. So the first thing you're going to adjust, remember, is the transpose. So I'm going to put it at -4, like that. Then press the style, select the 16-bit, like that. Then once you select the 16-bit, adjust the tempo. So the tempo you're going to use in this session is 42, like that. Then press function. Then the next thing we're going to look is the split point. For me, I'm going to put it at 64. 64 is okay for me. Then press function. Then let's look at touch. Because it's grand piano, we're going to leave the touch as hard. And the next thing is the M volume. So I'm going to leave it at 90. It's okay. Then the M octave, I'm going to put it as -1 because of the solo. So the next thing is the M release. I'm going to put it at around 80. 80 is okay for me. And the next thing is the S voice. I'm going to put it, so I'm going to select the fretless. The next is the S volume. So the S volume, I'm going just to lower it a bit to around 60. It's okay. Then press enter. Then scroll it to the S octave. So make sure it's -1. And the next thing you can adjust is the style volume. So I'm going just to increase it to around 100. 100 is okay for me. So make sure you balance by ear and make sure that everything is okay. There's another scenario where the S voice, some people prefer to use the scene lead. So let's look at that scenario. So just use your scroll wheel and scroll all the way and find the scene lead. Now, because you have changed the voice, make sure you come back and change and make sure everything is okay. So the S volume is okay. Then the S octave is still okay. So you're good to go. You can use that one as option B. So next, let's look at a scenario where you have the strings as the full keyboard. So you power on your keyboard and wait for it to settle, like that. So the first thing you adjust is the transpose. So make sure it's -4. Then next is the voice. So scroll it to strings and then select the strings. So some can use the strings, but for me, I'm going to use the scroll strings. Then press function. Then the next thing is touch. Remember, the strings does not use touch. So remove touch to fixed, then press the function button. And then the next thing is the M volume. So the M volume, I'm going to put it at around 80. It's okay. Then press enter. Then the M release, remember, I don't have the sustain button, so I'm going to just adjust it to around 100, and just like that, the strings is okay. So next, let's look at a scenario where you have the grand piano as the full keyboard. Again, you power your keyboard and wait for it to settle. The first thing, adjust the transpose to -4, then press function. Then let's look at touch. So this time we're going to leave the touch on, it's hard. Then the M volume, I'm going to leave it at around 90. Then the M octave, I'm going to put it at 1 because the grand piano, we're going to run the keyboard. so I'm going to leave it at M octave of 1. So the next thing is the release. Remember, you don't have the sustain button. Remember, you don't have the sustain pedal, so we're going to put it manually to 100. So that's okay, and you're good to go. You can play the grand piano. So lastly, let's look at the DX. So power your keyboard and wait for it to settle. So make sure the first thing is the transpose. Make sure it's -4. Then press the voice. So for me, I'm going to use the cool suitcase. So using the scroll wheel, find the cool suitcase. There it is. Then the next thing is the touch. So I'm going to leave the touch hard. Then the next thing is the M volume. So I'm going to balance it 90s to 70. Then the M octave, I'm going to leave it at 0. Then the M release, I'm going to leave it at 100. Then press enter. Then the D voice, I'm going to use the tiny EP. You can use any EP that you want, but for this lesson, let's use tiny EP like that. Then press function. Then next, the D volume. Remember, we are balancing 90s to 70, so this I'm going to put 70. So the next thing is the D release for the sustain pedal, remember. So I'm going to leave it at 100. So 100 is okay for me. And just like that, your DX is good to go. So we have come to the end of the E series. Now let's jump into the SX series. Now you're going to look at the settings, lesson 2 of settings. So today I'm having the Sx600, and let's jump into it and let's start the settings. So meanwhile, this one varies differently from the E series. So let's do a quick recap. So here from the left hand side, you see the on button, volume button, then the two modulation wheel. One is a pitch bend. Then here we have the style over here, and then we have the tempo, we have the transpose over here. Then all of this is beat, having the variation of intro, variation A to D, and we have the break, then we have the ending. Okay, so here we have the sync start, we have the stop button. So over here we have the mixer button, then we have the balance button. This one is used for balancing. Then we have these two rows starting from 1 to 8. I will show you where I will apply that. Okay, so down here we have the registry memory, okay, for saving our work. Then we have the menu, we have the exit on the right hand side, we have the scroll wheel, and then we have the navigation button. We have these two tab button, we have the enter. On this other side, now we have the voices. We have the voices, select over here, then this one touch, then we have the multipad. Okay, then this is where we select our voices. So this the left, the right one, the right two. Okay, this one, the lower buttons over here is for making sure that they are selected. Okay, then over here we have the octave button. So let's do a quick setting. So we said that we usually start with the transpose. So the first thing, transpose, we're going to put it -4. Okay, then the bit you're going to select, press over here, use the tab button, so you move like that. Okay, then you're going to scroll until you get the 16-bit. So mine is here. Okay, so then you exit. So the next thing, you adjust the tempo. So mine, I'm going to adjust it to 44. So you can vary from 40 to 44. So I'm going to put it at 42. So the next thing, I'm going to select my voice and the strings. So I'm going just to press there. Okay, then I press the category of strings. So I'm going to press the strings. Then I'm going to use the strings pad. That is right one. So I'm also going to use the same as right two. So I'm going to press the right two over there. Okay, then I make sure I select the strings pad, then enter. Okay, then you exit, then use the left. Okay, so I'm going to use bass. So here there's a bass category. So you press the bass, then use this right button over here. So mine, I'm going to use the sub bass. So I'm going to use the sub bass. Okay, then we come to the multipad. So you press the multipad, use the tab to navigate to the other button. Okay, the other page. Then I'm going to use the shaker send tab. Okay, then once I've selected, now remember we say that the strings does not use touch and they use sustain. So the sustain button is here, the far right. So on this far right, so I'm going to press it, sustain. just like that. So you go to the menu. So I'm going to start with the split point. So the split point, mine I'm going to use the E473, so mine is selected. Okay, then I'm going to exit. Okay, then use the right button, then I'm going to enter. Okay, then the touch response is over here, so mine I'm going to put it off. Okay, then use the tab button to come to tuning. So my tuning is okay, but when you use the lower button you come to octave. So my left I want it to be -1, so I'm going to use that. Then right 3 I'm going to use corresponds to button 7 or 8, so I'm going to lower it to -1. So I'm having left -1, right 0, then right 2 -1. Okay, so that is pretty much everything, and you are ready to go. I know that the PA system vary, so the one that I'm using, this one, they sound okay. So let's test everything. Okay, so I'm going to use the variation A to D. Okay, so let's start. So let's do a quick review. We're going to light up our keyboard. Okay, so we wait for it to load. Then it says this is the Yamaha version, the Sx600. So let's do a quick recap. Remember, we say that we start with the transpose. So I'm going to press the transpose button, then I'm going to put it -4, then like that. Then I'm going to select the bit, then I'm going to scroll using the tab button. I'm going to select the 16-bit like that. Okay, then we're going to adjust the tempo. So mine I'm going to put it at 42, just like that. Okay, then the next thing, I'm going to select right one, press the strings, then select the strings pad. Okay, then you exit, then same as right 2, you press it, then make sure it's strings pad. Okay, then the left, we're going to select the bass, and then you move until you find the sub bass. So mine is over here. I'm going to press the sub bass like that. Okay, then going to press the multipad, select tab, shakers and tab like that. Then we're going to balance, so the style remains at 100. Then the multipad, I'm going to set it just below, at least 80. Then the left hand side I'm going to put it around 65. Then the right one I'm going to put it around 75 or 70. 70 is okay, same as right 2. I'm going to put it around 70, just like that. So I've balanced. Now the next thing, we're going to put it sustain, and then we're going to put on split. So make sure it has selected. So mine I'm going to put it at E flat 3. It's okay. Then using the right hand side, I'm going to remove the touch. Okay, then using the tab button, press to tuning. But tuning is okay. Press the down button. So I'm going to lower right 2 to -1, and just like that, everything is set to go. Let's test it. Okay, so let's start.